Welcome everyone to the L7C podcast, Dragon Ball edition. Today we are talking about chapter Dragon Ball Super chapter 103, A Legacy Towards the Future. It's the last chapter of the superhero arc in which we're being told. So we got the Dragon Ball expert with us, Mr. Mitch Osso. How are you doing today, man?
Doing pretty good, pretty good. Do you open up every podcast with your same old intro there? You ever think about
Typically.
spicing it up, changing what you say there or
Well, me spicing it up would be having you guys do the intros.
nah, we'll do good old reliable, good old, you know, what works though. So, but nah, I'm
I mean, there's some times where we just hop right into it, like the OSU Michigan one. I was like, well, I'm not going to waste time. I already know why you guys are here. So,
well, that one, like, no one's in a good mood. And but granted, like, we weren't in a good mood for the Toriyama, passing one, but we tried to make a little bit light out of that one. So I mean, guess just each one's different, but not doing pretty good. About yourself.
I'm doing good, man. I mean, you talked about that Toriyama one, even though at the beginning, it was very sad and all that. But once we all like, which it'll be in the description box for anyone who hasn't listened to it. But once we like started talking about like favorite moments and like stuff like that and get some laughs going, for me, it was kind of like healing in a sense for me.
Yeah, it just goes back to what we were talking about. Now that Toriyama's influence brought a lot of people together, and we've all had our memories. We've all had our good times, and it's sad that he's gone, but you know. He brought a lot of joy to our lives, and that's the reason why we're to be sad. You know what I mean?
Right.
Someone has to bring you a lot of joy for you to be sad when they leave. So,
Yes. Yep. Agree. But man, this chapter is gee, there's a lot.
the irony of the title of the chapter two, right after he
Hmm.
passes, it's like either I'd like to know if this was the name of the chapter beforehand, which I assume it was, but it's just like chapter 103, A Legacy Toward the Future. What a
Yeah.
what a timing for that title. So, but well, let's just jump into it here. So,
Hmm.
I actually enjoyed this chapter. It was pretty good. It kind of reminded me of like a Heroes kind of arc. A lot of what I felt like fan service here. But anyways, it starts off from where it left off in 102 with Beast Gohan versus Ultra Instinct Goku. And first couple of pages here, we see Gohan on the offensive. Try to say that three times fast. And Goku getting pushed back, and he comments to Gohan about his Latin potential and that it's um, coming out and so on and so forth. And Goku, after a little bit of dialogue, I would like to say, even though he's already in his silver hair, Ultra Instinct transformation, he takes it up a notch and catches Gohan off guard, gets behind him real quick, kicks him in the back. Um, Pretty good artwork as always, Toritaro. Goku at this point is just smacking Gohan around and dodging all of his attacks, and Vegeta even makes a remark that Ultra Instinct is moving the dial of this battle into Goku's favor. But he does make an interesting comment here on page 10, but I'm going to read the full comment starting on 9. And he says, Kakarot's Ultra Instinct is shifting the balance in his favor, a margin provided by sheer experience, I'd wager. So we'll talk a little bit more about that, but I thought that comment was a little bit interesting. And more and more fighting here, and Gohan, he comments on that he's now fighting Ultra Instinct, and he actually gets to try it out for himself. And Goku says once he's mastered it, no one's going to land a hit on him, and so on and so forth. Gohan informs his dad that he hasn't seen the full extent of his new transformation yet, and Gohan starts powering up. considerably. And Vegeta ponders if he can actually control his energy. And after he's done powering up, he charges at Goku with insane speed, um, so much so that Vegeta is completely in shock by it. And Goku is dodging all of the attacks for the most part, but you can definitely see that Gohan's speed increase is even pushing the limits of his Ultra Instinct. And Gohan does land a blow to the gut of Goku, and this even catches, um, Beerus and even Whis through their facial expressions. Um, Gohan's abilities even shocked them. This sends Goku flying, and Vegeta is surprised that the Ultra Instinct's evasion couldn't keep up with Gohan's speed. And then Gohan explains after Goku asks how did he do that, without like, losing his cool or whatnot. Gohan makes a remark that he boosted his energy up to the point where he could potentially lose control, but he he capped it per se. Those are my words. Um, and Goku is impressed per se and goes back into Ultra Instinct, and they continue their fight, pretty intense. Then the scene shifts over to some dialogue between Beerus and Whis. Whis, Beerus asks Whis if Gohan is in a Super Saiyan transformation, and Whis states that he is not, and nor that it is a divine technique. Another thing that we'll discuss there, but it is neither Super Saiyan and it is not a divine power. And Whis just believes that he would call it a singular talent all on his own. And we see Broly, he's observing this fight, and Broly is in shock as well, just like everyone else here, of how Gohan's fighting, and he states, "I never knew fighting like that was possible." Uh, Goku overhears this, and after he pushes Gohan out of the way, he states that he's done fighting, he's impressed, he has an understanding of Gohan's power, but then he then uh, says the Earth is going to be safe with when I'm gone, with you know with you around Gohan, and then he states to Gohan, "Okay, I want you to fight someone else." And that just happens to be Broly. So, round two here. There's some Red Ribbon Army dialogue here that honestly is just kind of pointless. So I'm just kind of skipping over it. But Goku and Vegeta, they're just talking about, the power of Gohan and whatnot. And Gohan and Broly, they begin their battle here, and we just see both of them in their base forms. And trying to remember here, Goku makes a remark to Vegeta that Gohan and Broly share something in common, they say. Latent potential and all the other fun jazz. Vegeta makes a remark that the notion of the beast transformation does seem to fit Broly pretty accurately. And Goku is hoping that the fight with Gohan is an inspiration that Broly might need. And then they shift over to the fight here, and there's a couple of comments here where Gohan basically acknowledges that he's heard of Broly and his power, and Broly requests that Gohan go into his beast form, which Gohan does, and we get Gohan charging straight at Broly, and Broly getting knocked around a little bit, and now we get Broly actually transforming into a Super Saiyan, um, shocking Gohan as well. And we see that Broly has actually controlled his transformation. Um, don't know if this is like his like max like potential, or if he's just took that inspiration from Gohan that he just he just goes up to the furthest point that he can go without losing himself there. But Goku and Vegeta are impressed, and Gohan is too. Um, he says
Which
that
I think
Broly
it is
will,
his max. Because if you go on Vegeta's thing, he says he's tamed his own unruly transformation.
yep, yep, and so yeah, Gohan was definitely the catalyst for that here, and yep, we get just a little bit of dialogue between people. We get to actually see just more of this back and forth fight between Gohan and Broly. It's pretty sweet. Whis makes the comment that I'm not really sure if this comment is towards Gohan or Broly, but as they're watching, Whis says a suitable candidate for the next god of destruction, perhaps. And Beer says, no way, not a chance. Destruction isn't in for the cards with someone that's straight laced. And Whis says, indeed. I assume that's Gohan, but that's just, I'm a little incompetent per se. But we go back. Vegeta's getting bored of actually watching all this fighting, and he requests that he fights Gohan, and Gohan's like, why do all you guys want to fight me? And well, Goten and Trunks decide to jump in too to fight Broly, and they all fly up, and then eventually Goku goes in, and then you have this, Fortnite battle royale on Beerus's planet, just everyone fighting everyone here, and the fighting eventually ends after quite some time, and you see all of the fighters on the ground exhausted. And then after a bite to eat, we see, Goku questions why are the, Red Ribbon Army guys around, and uh, Gohan tells them, they're Red Ribbon, and Vegeta asks why are they here, and Gohan believes that, they're scheming and whatnot, and Carmine and all of them are like, nope, nobody believes them, of course, but and and then Goku just decides that he's going to return everyone home, and he asks Vegeta if they should go home and actually see their families, or just be home for a bit. Vegeta makes a remark that yeah, he probably should, otherwise Bulma will lose interest. Um, Interesting. And off they go. Goku uses Piccolo's key to lock in on Earth, and they teleport right next to him. And Goku compliments on how strong he is and whatnot, and asks Piccolo if he can fight him. Um, the Red Ribbon Army guys, they run away. They're over. They say that they're over being the whole world domination thing, and they're just going to focus on pharmaceuticals and so on and so forth. And but Piccolo says to Goku, "No, we're not going to fight because I need to go pick up Pan." And Goku gives a confused look as to who is Pan. And Vegeta, scolds him, saying that you're an utter disgrace. She's only your grandchild. And he's like, oh, yep, yep, yep. And Piccolo says that you're going to come with me to pick up Pan. And that's what they do. They go to the school. And, there's no actual dialogue in these last few panels here. But basically, yep, we see that they arrive at the school, Gohan, Piccolo, and Goku. Pan says hi to Piccolo and Gohan. Notices Goku um, over to the side, and uh, Pan is talking to Gohan about maybe who that is exactly. Um, since maybe she doesn't truly know who Goku is, but Gohan apparently tells her that, and Goku says hi, and we see um, Pan actually try to get behind Goku with her quick speed and try to land a blow on him, and Goku easily blocks it, and Pan's surprised, but then she smiles and whatnot, and well, then all of them fly off, and that's how the chapter ends. But there is one last comment from the English language team on Dragon Ball Super where they stated that regarding Toriyama's passing, we're all deeply saddened by the news of Toriyama Sensei passing. His work is an inspiration to us all. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family, friends, and all the fans who are touched by his work. To be continued. And there we go. That is 103. So,
What a chapter.
a lot of shit filled up. This chapter is pretty sweet. So visually, all these fight scenes with Gohan, Goku, Gohan, Broly, yeah, it was something I expected out of Heroes. It was just like fan service, but it was pretty good. Pretty good. Um,
So what do you want to start? What do you want to talk about first?
I'm trying to fly through. I'm going back to the chapter so that I can actually find the page. Oh, yeah, the first part, page 9 and 10, Vegeta's comment that whenever it said Kakarot's Ultra Instinct is shifting the battle in his favor against Gohan. And then he says on page 10, a margin provided by sheer experience, I'd wager. So I take that as um yeah, if this beast form and where Goku is at the moment with Ultra Instinct are like just equivalent. They're like there's there's not one that's above the other, and that it's just with the amount of experience Goku has in fighting, that is that is what is putting him over the edge of Gohan.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, I agree with the experience part. I mean, if two things are comparable, I know we talked about earlier on the podcast about that OSU Michigan pod, how we're always pissed,
Mm-hmm.
but usually both talent is the same. So that comes down to execution, coaching mistakes. I mean, when you got powers like this, experience is like the big factor. And obviously Goku has that in spades over Gohan, not just because he's his dad, but Goku's been fighting in every arc.
Yep. Yep.
So,
That he is.
I mean, I agree with that analysis. Like, hey, I got the experience. I mean, I know how my son fights. So I agree.
Yep. So that was the first remark. Just that now helps us understand then where Beast is at per se. Um,
Well, I will say just because of that. Now, I mean, I think this also proves Gohan, as the kids say, he's like that. Like, holy shit, Gohan is hot shit, man.
yep. I think this also puts it like if Gohan, I think this Beast Gohan form could have, like from the start of a battle, beaten up like Cell Max, like
Oh
uh,
yeah.
yeah, without without didn't need Piccolo's help, didn't need everyone. Like if they were
If it wasn't a
100% ready to
movie.
go, Gohan's winning, and therefore, like I'm not even questioning then at all, like Piccolo's comment about. Oh, I don't know if Goku and Vegeta. No, they could have. Yeah, without a doubt.
Well,
They would smoke shit out of them.
well, the only because that was actually one of the points too that I was going to bring up. The only thing because I saw a lot of people say, I think I want to clarify because he is one of my favorite Piccolo's comment is because remember, Piccolo hasn't seen Goku and Vegeta since Mora.
That's correct. But
He was basing it off the Moro version of Goku and Vegeta, which I don't know if the Moro versions would have beat Cellmax.
I don't know. I think Goku's Ultra Instinct in the Moral arc is beating Cell Max.
Okay. And then
But I honestly think Angel Moro would be, in my eyes, stronger than Cell Max. I mean, the dude absorbed himself into the planet. So much so was so much of a threat that Beerus thought he actually would have to step
yep.
in.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah.
But I just always have to clarify because some people are stupid. And the thing Piccolo's talking about granola Goku and Vegeta when he hasn't seen them. Like the first time Piccolo sees Goku and Vegeta since Moro is this chapter.
You know,
So, but you're right. Like, I mean, I could see Ultra Instinct Goku doing it.
now it's like okay, we'd have to have a discussion about like Ultra Ego, but like to be honest with you, we really don't know anything about Ultra Ego. I can't even compare it to like something because all the form did was lose for
No, no.
so, yeah.
All right.
But yep. So that was first thing that I mentioned. Now I'm actually just trying to remember what was the second thing I brought up.
I
Um,
mean, when Gohan's powering up, and everyone's just like, "Oh my God, look at all that energy!" And like, even Vegeta asking if he's gonna be able to control it, and Gohan being so fast that like the dodging's getting closer and closer.
um, oh no, we oh okay, I remember the next thing. Whis' comment.
Hmm.
Whis' comment when Beerus was asking what these transformations are.
Hmm.
Um, I enjoy that Gohan's transformation is not a Saiyan transformation, as it would seem. Wasn't shocked that it's not any divine energy, which both okay, I did just say shocked, but like I don't know if I want to say shocked, like can't think of the words how I want to describe this. Because like okay, so you remember whenever, my what I said in the previous like podcast, my long shots wager or whatever I said.
Hmm.
Um that maybe it was Ultra Instinct, just base of the hair color and whatnot and so on and so forth. So it's not Ultra Instinct. It's not any sort of divine technique or whatnot. So that can be rolled out, which is fine. But if it's not a Saiyan transformation at all, um, then it's like where did this, I guess, mutation come from that makes Gohan so special? I would like to think then it's some sort of human like characteristic that makes him so wildly powerful, and then like this should be an inspiration then for Trunks and like Goten. I mean, they're looking at it. They're the exact same like person. Like, there's no there's no reason why this should be different. But did you wish it was some sort of divine power, whether it be Saiyan or human?
I wish it was connected to like the Elder Kai unlocked ability.
Yeah.
That was my only thing. Like, it was interesting how Beerus was asking if it was a Super Saiyan form because I'm like, I mean, you've seen all of them, so I don't know. I wanted to connect it to its unlocked potential, but it's something new and only for Gohan.
Yep. So not necessarily any issue, but it's like sometimes you just want like you want to be able to explain some stuff here, but and so yep, that's
And
that. And
then Broly.
Broly, man, I enjoyed seeing that Broly and Gohan, the two people in which we've always discussed who would be like who, that everyone has a poll on YouTube or Twitter or whatnot, who has
Yup.
the most potential, Broly or Gohan, and depending on how the wind blows that day, you can have one, and then the next day you can have the other. So, but and I'm glad they gave us a preview of it, or at least enough so that you can see that Broly can at least control his Super Saiyan transformation to some extent. I hope that he actually has like a long way to go to actually get it mastered, but that was a good connection of bringing Gohan um, to help assist. Broly's development. So
Yeah, I think to the follow-up, Whis, because I think he was talking about Gohan, even bring up the idea of God of Destruction. Like that's how strong Gohan is right now.
yeah, so like he said, we starts saying here, he says, evidently Broly has achieved some growth thanks to Gohan.
Hmm.
And Beerus says, still just a Super Saiyan though. Meanwhile, Goku's kid has a better handle on the power he's taughting. And then that was whenever Whis then makes the remark a suitable candidate for the next God of Destruction, perhaps. So yeah, he must have been talking about Gohan now that I'm like absorbing this a little bit more and actually using my brain. So
Which is crazy.
yeah, there's no way in hell Gohan would ever be a God of Destruction. Now, Broly, you know, Broly would be interesting, but
Dude, it's kind of crazy too how like Beast Gohan is dragon throwing Broly.
right? Just spinning
That's
him
the
around.
dude that Gogeta needed to come fight, and he is dragon throwing his ass.
Yep.
It is absurd. Like go like, and it's the fact that everyone wants to smoke with Gohan.
Yep. It's he's just a hot piece of ass right now. So
Also, what the hell was Vegeta thinking? Dude, you stand no chance in blue against Gohan. Blue evolution, zero.
yeah, like
I don't get that.
maybe he doesn't want to go ultra in or ultra ego in front of Beerus and get just like smited.
Ooh, that's a good point. I haven't heard. That's a real good point.
I only say that just because I'm trying to put a logical answer to an illogical act. Because, like what you said, if he's not going ultra ego, he stands no chance. Like,
I didn't. That's a good point. Hmm.
because I mean, Goku has absolutely no problem flashing Ultra Instinct in front of Whis, and hell, it's in a way, it's almost insulting for Goku to flaunt it in front of Beerus because if Beerus hasn't fully, you know, mastered it yet, you know what I mean? It's kind of like that's rude, but shit, Vegeta won't dare pull out Ultra Ego. So
And then I don't know what the hell Goten and Trunks.
that's the thing. Why are they tired? Like, why are they on the ground? Like all they had to do was just get smacked once by any one of those four other fighters, and they're done. I don't. They've only, if I'm being technical, they've only they can only go Super Saiyan 1, correct? Like that,
Correct. Correct.
it's never been they've gone two. It's actually hold on one second. I might have missed this. I have to go back. Oh, okay, I see. I was like, when the hell did they split? Because I was like, wait, don't tell me that we didn't even show them splitting because back on let's see here, what page? Yeah, back on 24, they were fat Gotenks telling the Red Ribbon Army guys that they were on the planet. And
Mhm.
I didn't see it, but they actually split on 32. So at the bottom page. So they actually did do that. But yeah, you're talking about Goten Super Saiyan 1 and Trunks Super Saiyan 1 going up against Super Saiyan Blue, Vegeta. I don't really know what transformation Goku is going in this one. He's in his base form by the time that he flies up to intercept everyone. Um, but Broly, Gohan, and all that. I mean, heck, when the fighting's done and Goku's lying on the ground, the top part of his like his
Yeah.
it's ripped like like whenever he's in stage two fighting Frieza, he's one step away from being completely like no shirt. So
Yep.
whatever fighting they were doing, it was pretty intense. And yeah, so those kids had Broly must have put the smoke on them, but I don't know.
Maybe we got adult Go tanks that didn't get to see it.
Yeah. What a freaking tease that would be. So,
How do you
but
think Bears feels?
I don't know. It's like if there was no tournament of power or like like that, I think he would have killed all these people.
Yep.
I think he would have smoked the shit out of them, and now he's just like, oh my God, I've worked a millennia and a half or like millions of years just to get to the strength I'm at, and these guys are only the age of 40 or 50
40s.
years old, and they're comparable to me. And it's like these guys are just going to take over any day now. But
Dude, I think Gohan's the one that's pissing him off the most now.
I'm in shock though that we still have not seen like Beerus actually train.
Yep.
Have we ever seen him train?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, yeah, we haven't, we've never seen him and Whis actually. And that would be a cool scene, where like Beerus wakes up from his nap and he tells, Goku and Vegeta, hey, I need to do my, once every 10,000 year training session with Whis, either buzz off or go sit and watch or something like that. And then we start to see like some real shit from Beerus, like so much so that like even Goku or anybody watching would be like, "Oh, we absolutely don't stand a chance." Like I need to hear that from
Maybe
somebody.
that's the next chapter.
That would be that'd be
Because maybe Beerus is like, I just saw a half-breed Saiyan punch Goku one time
with
and knocked him
divine
out of
power.
Ultra Instinct.
Knock him out for a second.
And it's not even a god technique. No, 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 no. I need to make sure these mortals don't catch up to me.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool. That'd be a cool way to start the that'd be a cool way to start the third the next arc since this one wraps up. Apparently, though, we will not be getting a new chapter next month, though, and the chapters will begin again on in May. So,
Mhm.
just for everyone listening, there's that. So,
It's interesting, man, because now we really don't know what's next.
nope. Who knows? I mean, I feel like it has to be Frieza, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm,
Heck, you want to know what would actually? You want to know what would be nice
mm.
if when they got back, like it tied real quickly into the next martial arts tournament.
Ooh.
Because now they've been home, as Vegeta said, like I need to be home to make sure, like Bulma doesn't leave me and some shit like that. But then, yeah, that World Martial Arts tournament can happen, and yeah, you finally complete the loop. I mean, Goten and Trunks, they actually look the part now in terms of growing up. Pan, with that little scene at the end whenever she tried to attack Goku, um, and she was pretty quick about it and whatnot. Um, that helps then Pan's case then whenever, she enters the tournament and fights and then we finally get to get Oob into the fray here. So I think I almost think that's actually how the next chapter well, that should be in the next chapter. It should be geared towards that a little bit real quick. And then maybe Beerus training then for some time. Then I don't know if they're going Black Freeze arc, then try to start introducing something like that. So
I don't know.
we need to get past Z, like, and like this is like just the good time just to do it. So then it's like we don't have to worry about, okay, how many years has it been? They did a lot within 10 years. So then we can retcon GT. It'd be sweet.
Dude, only they know. Only they know.
Who knows what they know anymore now?
But I do, but shifting gears, Goku himself, who hit 25 years as Goku, which is crazy. Sean he took his time and he had his statement about Toriyama.
Hmm.
And I mean, none of us are Goku, but he said the same shit that we said, like how big an influence he was on his like personal life.
You
But I mean, like saying,
inspired him to, just
yep.
be better throughout his life. I didn't listen to the full thing at the time. I have yet to actually just sit down. Honestly, I don't know when I'll be able to sit down because I don't want to get emotional again, I'll be honest with you. But but no, I heard tidbits of it, he wanted to improve his life. I think he started focusing on his mental health. I think he
Hmm.
went to therapy, I think, just to better his life. And as he said, if I recall, like Goku was his inspiration to do better. He just took care of himself, and I think he had also said, if I'm correct, he had never met Toriyama actually. Um,
Correct.
that kind of surprised me, just for the sheer fact that you know the franchise is 40 years old, but in terms of like English voice actors, we're talking mid 90s here. Toonami aired Dragon Ball Z in like 98. So it's like obviously if you have like the ocean dub where it wasn't Sean actually voicing it, but eventually then he takes the role and leads the charge or whatnot. But yeah, that's like 20 years without 20 odd some years actually meeting him. But on the flip side, that's not actually 100% surprising now that I think of it, because um L7C's wrestling expert, Jacob and Hannah, his wife Hannah, they went to um the same expo that were you were there working, right? Were you working that one?
Where they met Sabbath?
Yeah, where they met. Yep.
No, I was there as a fan. I was there all weekend.
Yep. And I think they either asked him or I just read it somewhere, but he had said, Sabbath had said that when they were trying to dub it in, you know, in English or whatnot, they actually hardly ever had any contact with the people in Japan. Like or people in Japan just never really gave them didn't really help them out per se. So like they actually had to get the Spanish dub
Yep.
of Z. Like they had to import Spanish Dragon Ball so then they can translate that and then get it on the air. So it's like I guess that makes sense. There's also a giant ass ocean that divides them, but I am just kind of surprised that they never intercepted at any sort of convention or something. But maybe Toriyama never went to those. Maybe maybe it was just a select time he ever went to any, or maybe just wasn't his cup of tea. So, but yeah,
But he was a private person. I mean, he really never went to any of those cons. So,
it's funny that he was such a private person, but whenever you read his works, he seems like a very like an extrovert kind of guy. Like
yep.
in terms of always making jokes in his works, um, and breaking the fourth wall all the time, and it just It just sometimes people and how they're. the medium in which they explore, it's just a gateway to a different personality from what
Facts,
they.
facts.
Yep. So I mean, well,
Mitch,
maybe
how do you feel about the 6 year anniversary now of Dragon Ball Super ending?
I honestly, I honestly can't believe that. You know, if if it was 2018 again, and I had just watched episode 131, I saw the Tournament of Power come to close and the epic, sequence of Frieza and Goku knocking Jiren out. If some time traveler came over to me and says the next before the next time comes of you watching the anime, Toriyama's gonna die, I would have been like, there's no fucking way. This anime will be back in 1 year, maybe 2 years max. They're gonna roll out the new manga and they're gonna translate it real quick. Dragon Ball is pumping out $1 billion a year. This is a money grab. This is a tree of money. This is printing like as much currency as you want. Like there's no way the anime is not coming back before, like Toriyama is not dying before this anime returns. Nope. Here I am 6 years later
6 years, man.
with a
Six
legendary,
years.
like 6 years. But at least the content itself, the story has not stopped. Could you imagine what it'd be like if they went on, let's say, a 3 year hiatus, 4 year, or even six, like no manga? Like it
Jeez.
just ended on the Tournament of Power, and then they took a few years break just to milk the franchise of video games and heroes. Holy shit.
That would be bad.
That would be horrible. That would suck.
Oh, shoot, shoot, shoot. Six.
Oh,
Dude,
did you
that
see?
is
Did you see?
2018.
Yep. Yep. 2018, man. Just wasn't even married yet. Was gonna get married that August.
Dude,
Like,
Avengers Endgame
why?
hasn't even came out then yet.
What? Yep. What?
Avengers Endgame wasn't even out yet because Endgame came out in
That's
2019.
that's insane. Oh my God. Endgame hadn't got out yet. COVID wasn't a thing. People weren't weren't losing their minds yet. And
Oh, hey, but Daima's gonna be on TV now.
yep, Daima just I want I assume they were doing that regardless of Toriyama's passing, but I mean he passed and then like it wasn't too it was it wasn't too far after that they mentioned that and I'm like, shit, now I gotta keep my cable. I was gonna get rid of it, but now I gotta keep it. Well, actually I'll just cancel and re-add it, but that takes away from the funniness. So,
It's still looking like it's gonna come out in October,
you know,
which let the games begin when it actually comes out.
you know, hold on 1 second here. Um, I was looking at one thing here. Um, you want to, so for if you've been listening to the L7C for years, you know that while, we call myself, I get the title of being the Dragon Ball expert, whatnot. It is funny that I share the same birthday as Nozawa, you
Yep.
know, October 25th. She was born, and for anyone who doesn't know, I'm talking about Goku's Japanese voice actor. Uh, she turns 88 this year on October 25th. Okay. October 25th is a Friday this year. I think it would be pretty nice though if when would they air Daima? You know, if they were to air a television show, when would they air it? You know what I mean? Because I'm thinking that if we're gonna do this like Friday night kind of deal, might as well do it on her birthday.
That would be smooth.
I mean, give give the voice actress for the most popular character ever. You know, nice little pay homage to. Bro, she's 88. God, I hope she doesn't pass away anytime soon. Respectfully, truly respectfully, whenever I say that, I'm like, man, she's
88.
88, man. She's been around the sun a lot, but it's not like, she's not like, like nimble or whatnot. It's not like she just sits around. You see her at conventions, she's standing in front of people leading a Kamehameha with them.
Yeah, yep.
She's you wouldn't think she was 88. I gotta give her props though, because I'm thinking of like 88-year-old like um like older people, their voice to be an 88-year-old voice actor and relatively speaking had the exact same voice, I feel like is pretty damn amazing. And like I just feel like with age you would lose that kind of skill. Like to be able to sound like Goku. But she's knocked it out of the park for decades, so
Yeah, it's wild. But also today, Dragon Ball had a big
mm-hmm.
trailer for the video game, like
Yep.
13 minutes.
For sparking. I didn't watch the 13-minute one yet. I did watch like a 2 to 3 minute one.
Hmm.
The gameplay footage between Goku and Vegeta a little bit there. Did I see they're bringing back beam struggles?
Yep.
Jesus Christ. Can't wait to have calluses all across my hands.
But they're
Oh,
doing it like you have to tap the button, so it's not like spinning the joysticks anymore.
great. So now my fingers are going to have this big old indent on them. Perfect. I'm gonna have to get 3 Pro controllers just to not break them. So,
They are bringing that back. It's yeah, big beam struggles, transformations in the fight. Like they're going, man. Like they had that fight scene, and then they had another trailer with like Broly, Kale, Hit, Topo, all those people. It's an exciting time to be a Dragon Ball fan because there's so much shit coming.
yep. So much shit coming and it's it's gonna be it's gonna be good. It's gonna be exciting and I mean it's gonna be different though. But
Yeah,
I'm just I'm just curious just more about now like how the what is coming that maybe like next year, for example, like how far has all this been planned out with Toriyama's vision? Like when does the vision then start to fade away into like Toritaro's or Toriyama's family? Like who I feel like I read that it's like Toriyama's family is going to be the inheritor of like the Dragon Ball IP. But I don't know. I don't know that was true. I haven't followed up on it, but
yeah, I don't.
I just wonder if like when we're 80 and whatnot, when we look back, will this franchise continue to seem like it's like this linear storyline, or will we be able to like definitely like draw a line in the storyline like like BC and AD, for example, like in human history, it's like this was like BT like you know, before Toritaro or whoever, then like, AD after death. I don't know. I just hope it all blends in and I don't notice like a downplay or a quality of the storytelling just dipping. So, but shit, if all these video games just keep rehashing what we've liked so much, then the video games aren't a problem.
Facts.
Nope.
Mitchell, anything else?
Nope, that's it for me tonight.
Man, I, I wish we would have saw how that battle royale, like what happened in it. Like
Yeah, an actual maybe in the anime, maybe they'll go into more details of that fight.
the anime.
The anime. Silly, silly Mitch.
Yeah, I don't think that's coming anytime
What a dipshit.
anytime anytime soon. But with that being said, thank you everyone for listening to the L7C podcast. These past couple chapters have been great. We're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna talk about in April, but we will have a Dragon Ball podcast in April. But then we just have to wait for May. But with that being said, the future is looking really bright. And it's gotta be Black Frieza time. It's
Yep, yep.
time. So with that being said, L7C podcast signing out. Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.